Firstly, this year is our year of new beginning in our church.
Wow.
Because we celebrated 30 years in December. So we're starting afresh, laying foundation.
I hear you clap. I hear you clap indeed. Yes. Congratulations, sir.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. One of the scriptures that God gave us is Isaiah 43:18 and 19. Remember ye not the things of old, neither consider them, for behold, I will do a new thing. And when I saw the theme, that's what came to my mind, that wow, there is really new beginning and new things. Because if you have gone through pain before, one of the things that the enemy does is to make you think that that's your final bus stop, to make you think that you can't find love again. But God is saying, remember ye not the things of old, don't consider them, for behold, I will do a new thing. So regardless of the kind of pain that you have experienced, I have documented 3 kinds of pain that I would like us to focus on. Number 1 is the pain of a negative upbringing. The pain of a negative upbringing. Many of us were brought up in families where there was no love. Many of us have never seen our father kiss our mother, our father hug our mother. We've never heard our father say, I love you to our mother, or even say, I love you to us. Even for them to hug us or tell us that we are special is like you are asking for the impossible. Many of us grew up in dysfunctional families. We grew up in toxic environments, and we did not realize that that created trauma in our lives. And you see a lot of people today that will tell you, oh, love is a scam, marriage is a scam. It's not because they have experienced it, it's because they experienced it as children and they grew up not knowing the love of a father. So sometimes when you are even trying to talk to them about the fact that God is a father, it's a problem.
Yeah.
Because the first experience of a father that they had was negative. Now you are the other father and it's God. What makes me believe that it's going to be different from the father that brought me up? So that's the first pain, the pain of a negative upbringing. But you need to understand that your background is not an hindrance for your higher ground. And the fact that you came from a negative background does not mean your back should be on the ground. And there are a lot of people that all through their life they keep blaming their background for where they are. If you know my background, you can't use that excuse forever. Because the very minute you become an adult, you're already a background. Because where your ancestors has failed you, you cannot afford to fail your descendants.
Yes.
The day you give birth to your first child, you have become an ancestor, because you have become a background. So you can't keep blaming background. So that's the first pain I want us to look at, which we'll then unpack as we go on, the pain of a negative upbringing. The second one is the pain of betrayals and heartbreaks. The pain of betrayal and heartbreak. And a lot of people have experienced that. You don't know, see, it takes people to be close to you to hurt you.
Yeah.
You cannot be hurt by a stranger. Where there is no expectation, there is no disappointment.
Yeah.
The only reason why someone can hurt you and betray you is because there is a connection. You know, when they talk about backstabbers, they have to be in your back to stab you in the back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Somebody that is far away from you cannot stab you in the back because there is no proximity. So there is that pain of heartbreak, there is that pain of betrayal when you give your heart to someone and they flip around and mess you up. And it's happened to men, it's happened to women. 1998 we started the Wisdom for Singles, and we've seen men cry in the meeting, we've seen women cry. We had a case of an evangelist that picked up a young girl, fell in love with her and felt, well, she's still 19 and I love her, but I believe that. So he started investing in her. The family welcomed him, sent the girl through school. Wow. And then when the girl graduated, he said, I don't love you anymore. And then when he went to the place, he said, but we didn't force you now. How much you even spend? Wow. How much you spend? We'll go begin with the pay small. Wow. We were in a meeting where a guy, these are Igbo brothers in Alaba and coming, so they don't travel, they wear short cut, so we just thought, let me set up this babe. So the woman started sending the woman abroad. She goes to Turkey, goes to Dubai, buy stuff, and then the girl became exposed and said, look, you are not good enough for me. We have a case of a lady that invested all her life into this guy. The guy would have married her, but for 12 years she stayed, because the guy said that I promised my dad on his deathbed that I would train all my younger ones before I get married. And after training all the younger, this girl waited, got to the guy's house one day and discovered that the guy had somebody else. And the guy said, you are too old for me. after holding her down for 12 years. So I can tell you stories upon stories of hurts, of betrayals, of what people have gone through. What do you do when, as a Christian, you miss it with a guy, and after 3 abortions, the guy tells you that you are not the wife, and you have done 3 abortions for him? You messed up yourself with God, messed up yourself with yourself, and messed up yourself with him, and you are left to pick up the pieces of your life. So the pain of betrayal, the pain of heartache is there. But you see, there's something about the Bible. In Exodus 15, we see how that bitter water can turn to sweet water.
Yeah.
They went for the water and it was bitter. But guess what? By the time God intervened, the water was sweet. But not everyone that drank the bitter water went for the sweet water.
Yes.
Because the pain and the bitterness of the bitter water was still in them, that they could not even be willing to try again.
They couldn't
And that's why
trust that the water is
yeah,
not
because how are you sure it's sweet? I don't know, once bitten, twice shy. So there are many people that don't even want to give love a try at all, because they've been messed up, they've been disappointed. And then the third one is the pain of failure. Because I consider that regardless of whatever reason brought you into divorce and separation, the pain is that I failed in this. Because nobody sets out to fail in a relationship. So that pain of failure, when you find that what you thought was going to be for a lifetime now have a lifespan. What you thought was going to be forever did not even last forever. So there's that pain. But you need to understand that, like we said earlier on, is a God of new beginning. In John chapter 2, the first miracle that Jesus ever did was at the wedding, where he turned water to wine.
Yes.
And no matter what you're going through, he can turn your water to wine.
Praise
Would you put your hands together?